The sea was calm when the Straw Hat crew first sighted the strange silhouette of a massive ship shaped like a fish. It was no ordinary vessel. This was the Baratie, the famed floating restaurant of the East Blue. Luffy and his crew had come here seeking a cook, a crewmate who could prepare meals strong enough for the journey into the Grand Line. Inside, the restaurant was bustling with sailors, pirates, and travelers. It was there that they first met Sanji, the blonde-haired sous chef whose sharp tongue was only matched by his devastating kicks. Sanji's chivalry was peculiar. No matter who it was, man or woman, enemy or ally, if someone was hungry, he fed them. This philosophy would soon set the stage for everything that followed. The peace of their visit didn't last long. The restaurant was suddenly shaken by the arrival of a ragged fleet, and at its center was the infamous Don Krieg, a pirate whose reputation for cruelty stretched across the East Blue. He stumbled aboard, nearly broken from his failed attempt to invade the Grand Line. His men, starved, desperate and weak, begged for food. Despite warnings from the staff, it was Sanji who stepped forward, refusing to let anyone die of hunger. Against his comrades' protests, he placed food in their hands. But Don Krieg revealed his true nature the moment his strength returned. He demanded the Baratie for himself, planning to rebuild his fleet and reclaim his lost power. Sanji's kindness had brought danger straight into their midst. It was in the middle of this rising chaos that another presence made itself known, a presence far more terrifying than Don Krieg. A tiny boat appeared, carrying a single man. His black cloak flowed in the wind, and at his back rested a blade taller than himself, Yoru the Black Sword. He was Mihawk, the world's greatest swordsman. Without effort, he destroyed what remained of Don Krieg's armada, cutting ships apart as though they were paper. When Zoro saw him, his heart burned. This was the man he had been chasing in his dreams, the goal of his lifelong vow. Without hesitation, Zoro challenged Mihawk. The duel was nothing short of devastating. Mihawk toyed with him at first, unsheathing only the smallest dagger at his neck. Zoro's strikes, furious and desperate, could not even make Mihawk move. Yet Zoro refused to back down. With pride blazing in his chest, he unleashed his strongest techniques, but Mihawk blocked every one effortlessly. Recognizing Zoro's resolve, Mihawk drew Yoru, his massive black blade. The clash was brief, brutal, and final. With a single slash, Mihawk cut Zoro across the chest, nearly killing him. But Zoro stood firm, refusing to retreat even in defeat. He lowered his swords, presenting his chest instead of his back, declaring he would never lose again until he surpassed Mihawk and became the greatest swordsman in the world. Impressed, Mihawk spared his life, leaving Zoro's spirit unbroken, though his body was scarred forever. From that day, Luffy and Zoro's bond deepened. Their dreams were now tied to one another. As Zoro lay recovering, Don Krieg struck, armed with his endless supply of weapons. Poison bombs, spiked armor, and guns hidden in every corner of his body, he attempted to claim the Baratie by sheer force. But the cooks, the Straw Hats, and even Jin, Krieg's conflicted lieutenant, stood against him. Jin, who had once been saved from starvation by Sanji's kindness, found himself unable to follow Krieg's cruel orders. He refused to kill Sanji, choosing loyalty to gratitude over loyalty to tyranny. At the heart of the battle stood Luffy. Krieg's weapons battered him, poison gas nearly suffocated him, and countless tricks threatened to overwhelm him. But Luffy's will was unshakable. Where Krieg hid behind armor and deceit, Luffy fought with honesty and raw strength. Their clash ended with Luffy's final, bone-shattering punch that shattered Krieg's armor and sent him crashing into defeat. The floating restaurant was safe once more. But for Sanji, the battle wasn't only with fists and cannons. It was within his heart. Zeph, the head chef of the Baratie, and once the infamous pirate Red Leg, had raised Sanji like a son after saving him years ago during a shipwreck. Together they had starved on a deserted rock, and Zeph had sacrificed his own leg so that Sanji could live. It was from Zeph that Sanji had inherited both his cooking skills and his dream, to find the All-Blue, the mythical sea where fish from every ocean gather. Now, with Luffy's hand extended to him, Sanji faced the hardest decision of his life. Tearfully, he said goodbye to Zeph and the other chefs who had become his family. Bowing deeply, with tears streaming down his face, he swore to chase his dream. And so Sanji, the cook of the seas, joined the Straw Hat crew. Just when hope seemed to bloom, betrayal struck like a dagger. As the crew celebrated their new companion, Nami suddenly stole the Going Merry. Without a word, she vanished into the horizon, leaving only questions and broken trust behind. Usopp panicked, Zoro was furious, and even Sanji was stunned. But Luffy's decision was simple, spoken with unwavering conviction. She's our friend. We're going to get her back. The Baratie Arc closed with triumphs and scars alike. Zoro carried his vow, Sanji carried his dream, and Luffy carried his unshakable belief in his crew. Yet in the shadow of Nami's departure, the horizon whispered of darker trials. Waiting ahead was Arlong, and the truth of Nami's past that would shake them all to the core.